Oh, I can share it.
You can share it. I tagged you in it.
Grab it as a reference.
Oh, okay. It's on my Instagram?
It's on my Instagram.
Oh, that's why, because I don't even be on it. It's too many. What am I supposed to be on to make some money? That's the only one I want to know about.
Everything. Everything.
Everything? How you be on everything?
You can use multiple platforms. A multi-stream.
Oh, at the simultaneously. Ah, that's me. Thank you. Miss Judy. It is. How did you do it?
I love that. So,
Awesome. Oh, should I even press the cool? See? Thank you for pointing that out. Very candidly, I appreciate it. Oh, this is the control. So when it works, I can take like a gimbal.
wireless.
Yes.
So it follows you.
It will follow me, yeah. I go this way, go this way.
Okay. I have an Osmo, but I didn't see it.
See, that's right.
I saw it showtime. It's about to be showtime.
Long by now.
Oh, I buy so much on TikTok.
For real?
Oh my gosh. I have a cart full right now to the point where I can't add anything else to the
Oh,
cart.
I got a cart full of intentions.
That's me. That is me.
But I mean, yet to follow through.
I think that's what helps my habit, right? So what I do is I'll add stuff to the cart and then I'll feel better and then I won't buy anything now.
Right.
The urge is gone. The urge is gone.
Just to add.
Yeah. Or if I know it's a company like that I want to buy a lot of stuff from, I'll go all the way to the shipping. And then when I get to the shipping cost, I'm like, yeah, no.
I know. I do the same thing, and sometimes it's free shipping.
No, free shipping is also good.
Oh, that's good.
And then it has to be a brand and do that, though, I'm a brand, right? That's why we dropped, like, that was why my strategy, I dropped my shipping costs as low as possible. Because I'm like, well, hey, I don't even like shipping costs.
Right.
So why does everybody else want it?
Right.
Right. So it kind of, it helps to get past my urge of shopping. I add everything to the cart and then I look at the price. I no longer want it.
Yeah, right now, I've got about $500 worth of stuff in my cart. And I am not buying $500 worth of stuff.
This one.
What? iPhone storage full. When did that stuff happen? All the stuff I got.
Oh, that's good. Yeah. All right, bros. So I know you guys are over there. I did my hair today, right after work. How did I do on my makeup? I did it myself. Yeah. I didn't have a lot of time. I didn't have a lot of time. Thank you. Can you guys hear me well? Because I know you guys are saying, oh, you need to be closer. Unfortunately, that's as close as it's going to get. Right there. Hi, Star. Hi, Mimi. Hi, Chris. non-negotiables like her shoes, her comb, her makeup, chewing gum, whatever.
Whatever, every single
I've been
time.
here 4 times and she's had this basket all 4 times.
Oh, it's my baby basket.
Every time though.
I have my stuff.
Listen, the fact that she got this basket every time. Like you literally throw everything in that basket. Like, okay, I'm ready to go.
Or what I think I might need when I get down here.
See?
Yeah.
See?
So I don't have to go back up if I forgot something.
Oh yeah, just gotta walk down the hall.
Yeah, so I was like, yeah,
Is it 2 floors or 3 floors? It seems very high.
ceilings are high.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mary. Oh, because we have a story. Let's start with leading apps now.
Oh.
I love it. Thank you.
Hello.
Hello, Daddy. You doing?
Kiki, I'm not ready. You can say right here.
You keep me on your boy.
I gotta change.
So why were we watching a video the other day of you in the mall? And Andy, my woman, he was like, that's the girl that's from the show. I'm like, who are you talking about? You were standing behind. It was like,
Was I filming?
it wasn't you though. It was like, was it one of the dudes, like the dude?
One of the guys I do content with?
Probably
Probably.
in the mall though. You were standing
Millennia?
behind the girl.
Was it Millennia?
No, because I watched it in Atlanta. So it didn't-
Oh yeah, no. Oh okay. We were in Macy's.
Yes, and you
Yeah.
were standing behind the girl.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You would have thought he fell over. He's like, that's her. I'm like, that's Julie. I'm like, wait, let me look.
Yeah, I do comedy skits too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I need everybody to thumbs up the live, you guys.
Juanita, more than likely, you might not be emailing the right email address, so if you email your inquiry to phone support at elitehaircareusa.com, that is where our customer service is. If you're replying to the email for the receipt that you received, I do not know where those emails go. I'm still trying to figure that part out. So scarring alopecia is CCCA, central cicatricial centrofungal. Listen, I can never say the word. But CCCA is basically when you allow a small problem to prolong and become a big problem. Depending on how severe it is, I would definitely say start with the Goddess Hair Repair Serum, hot oil treatments, spot treatments. Just keep in mind that whatever follicles are alive right now is the follicles that you need to nurse. If there is blind, like skin to skin, then I would definitely say those areas, if they're really large areas, hair transplants would be probably your best bet. But it just really depends on how bad it is. Thank you, Monica. Yes, Star, I was on live this morning. I was working on clients this morning. Hey, Pat. Let me check out my lips. That's my thing.
What
I
gonna be?
was after whatever those is called.
I like the gumballs.
Those don't last long.
They don't, real quick. So I had to go to the Dollar Tree, pick up the bag. I can do a bag pretty quick.
I mean, I'm more like a Wrigley's.
Oh, okay. Wrigley's lady.
Yeah. This is real. Toddler happens or something. It's not real. It's not real. It's gotta be though. Maybe going into schools now.
Just grab the kids.
Happy birthday, Patholicious. Back is a Taurus too. I see why you do the trouble in the comments. Makes sense. Makes total sense. I get it now. Yes.
Oh, Lord.
Thank you, Stacy. Thank you, Bridget.
Whose nuts is these, Kiki?
I think it's okay.
I ate them nuts.
I'm about to bring them to the table.
I said, I better leave this box, this, jar alone, one time. Before I take them.
The way Shantae eat our snacks, yeah. Yeah. Yes, absolutely.
They be taking the snacks. We ain't gonna let them do it. We supposed to be having to buy some more.
Oh, yeah.
But we just, we don't have to.
For how long?
22 years.
No. That is really mental illness.
Why? He met the love of his life there. She became pregnant. Listen, this is a lot. Is that him? Mm-hmm.
Lord,
He never met his children.
Lord,
That was him as a nun.
well, what are you doing to deer? It's mustache.
And he met his wife in the couple, and she had kids for him.
That's crazy.
I can't wait. I'm going on to eat after this. I'm going to sleep.
Leave him
Oh,
alone.
you know how to do the boots on the ground?
No, but we should all do it.
I don't, listen, my feet don't work the same way as my brain. Like, you gotta go boots on the ground to.
Oh, no.
My battery low. Oh, I can charge it, huh? It's like 5 minutes to charge. Then you charge it for me? Give me like 5. Give me like 5%.
Where you at?
Thank you. I'm gonna put it up live on YouTube before we start. Okay, we get ready. Okay. When you do yours, right?
Hello, hello. How's it going?
Whew.
Julie was again, the person said we need to be doing live every time.
I know. I know.
She said they will come.
Okay. I'm sorry, Lord. I got no videos on my YouTube to look at.
This is the live will be a video, central video. And you'll be surprised when you can really sit there and look at it. I will be surprised for a long time.
I know I will be surprised too.
I'm like, oh.
But you gotta be longer than a minute?
Look at the.
Longer than 2 minutes?
What?
The videos on YouTube?
My YouTube live is 7 hours.
For real?
Like, I'll just be at work. You know, it's a really watch it right now. And
You just upload it.
save it when I'm done, it becomes a video.
Wow.
When people go back, you know, the funny thing is, if I upload a video, I can still get 5-figure views. I upload a 6-hour live, I can get 200,000 views. Wow. People just keep watching.
They're so nosy.
They like to see the back of life.
They get
Everything
so
behind,
invested.
Yeah. They do a lot.
I started doing that on TikTok.
But did you know you get more engagement with your lives than with your life after the fact?
Yeah, TikTok,
Right? You get more engagement after the fact. So after you've done the live, you know, the live literally they come back and forth, back and forth. Now people sit there and watch it later on, and they just let it run.
Wow. I get a lot of followers off live on TikTok.
They do it, YouTube. I love it. Especially with your skits. I told her there's a lady, let's make dinner for my, or lunch for my husband. And she takes all her TikTok videos and makes them into 8-minute.
I'm so sorry, I'm not late. I'm
We
just
literally, like, we literally
Not early.
at home, even with the crop offline.
Welcome in, Natalia.
Hi.
Welcome
It's
in.
been a hectic day. I didn't even get to go home to get clothes. These are wrinkled clothes.
I'm trying to tell you, that's how easy it is.
Hi, guys.
You know your spot. You really so right there.
Girl, listen. I want the Bible for muscle. Yeah, what are you doing, after this? Not you, Julie, shut up.
Super hungry.
Okay, are you going home or, yeah, after
No,
that?
go get something to eat.
Where do you want to eat at?
Okay.
I want somewhere I can take.
Alright.
Go down the street.
I need you on the hill.
Let me know. Let me know when you go down the street.
You got candy in that bag? You got
Can I let you know after?
everything out of that bag.
I'll let you know after.
No pressure.
You a mom. Wow, you have multiple.
All right, so do y'all remember in real time when Beyonce did that interview when this situation was going viral and they were saying that she was faking her pregnancy?
Yeah, belly collapse?
Yeah.
Wendy Williams said that too.
She said the same thing?
Yeah.
Oh, Wendy.
Not all.
She's like, oh.
We miss Wendy. But I
She didn't
remember
die.
she didn't die, but you know.
Oh.
She didn't die, but we miss Wendy. But yeah, this was a real thing when they were saying that Beyonce was allegedly faking her pregnancy. So now years later, and then she also, I don't know if y'all remember when she she revealed her baby. It was maybe at the VMAs or she was singing Love on Top. She was in like a suit.
With a suit on.
Yeah. So, so this was allegedly when she was carrying Blue Ivy that they were saying that she was faking her pregnancy. And Tina Knowles being her mom, she just was in a place where just being a protective mom, and she was just like, it was hard for her to not say anything. But and y'all could share during the show, but based on the video, which I'll be playing it as B-roll, were y'all one of those people that thought that this was a prosthetic stomach, or but just another way to look at it on the other side is maybe what if she did have a miscarriage and she just didn't want to deal with the public questioning her? What if she just was like, for once I just want to keep what's going on in my life pregnant, rather than, oh, I thought you were pregnant and now you're not pregnant. What if it just another way to look at it. So and then, like I said, Tina Knowles being her mom and being a protective mom, whether you're in the media or not, she just found it very hard to not protect her daughter publicly, as her daughter was being shamed and scrutinized publicly. Or at the same time, like I said, what if this was a real fake belly, depending on what y'all think. So then we're gonna get into, could you tell me how much time is on that clock right there? 1:58. All right, so then we're gonna get into Chris Brown. Allegedly, he has a stalker. This woman is going by Chris Brown's wife. She calls herself Chris Brown's wife 777 online, and she has been stalking him. Allegedly, this all started last year. She went to see him in concert, then she went to the meet and greet concert. She got her picture. Allegedly, she got kicked out of the after party, and that's when this whole thing started, and she no longer has the same views of him. She's been bashing him online, all the things, but she's now suing him for posting. Allegedly, he posted her on his platform, and she's saying that he posted incorrect information, an edited video, and now she's like, he has all these followers and it's tarnished her reputation. So we can get into that. And Shannon Sharp, and we recently talked about Shannon Sharp, and we talked about Tracee Ellis Ross with her wanting to date younger men and things like this. We've talked about this before, of course, but because this is like a topic that's really circulating in the media right now.
What about Tracee Ellis Ross?
We talked about her last week with her wanting to date younger men.
Oh, yeah.
So, so there's that, and then there's Shannon Sharp now with this case going on with him, dating this OnlyFans star who was super young. So it's a topic that's been circulating online a lot, so, you know.
They know.
Yeah, see, the lawsuit that Shannon Sharp is being faced with is with the younger OnlyFans model. She was significantly younger than him, she's in her 20s.
But we're talking about Chris Brown.
No, this is in Girlfriend's Guide.
Oh, girlfriend's guy, okay.
Yeah, so this is Girlfriend's Guide with the age gap dating. So yeah, so we're just talking about it because it's a topic that's been circulating a lot online. Age gap dating. We can reference Shannon Sharp. We can reference Tracy Ellis Ross, and we can just talk about, you know, with everything going on in the media. Let's, you know, bring back the topic. I'm out of time. All right. Thank you.
It's 3:54.
Thank you. Thank you.
I don't think her belly collapsed. I think that was the dress.
It was the dress.
Okay. Okay. Well, so we'll talk about it during the show. Great point. Great point.
It was in the basket, but she won't. Slide to that, flip-flop.
It's cute, isn't it?
Oh my God! I'm not asking for nothing else.
So flipping, girl.
And I saw it going too. I saw it going. Let's try another one. This one straight, please.
It's not gonna go straight. I knew it.
It's the floor.
I knew that was
I
not
was going to have a little, you know, gadget. I would have loved it if it was like the actual, like clear, like I wanted it, but it was like brown. Yeah, but they didn't have it right, you know. So I had to settle for $100. No, don't worry, I was supposed to make these off, but my birthday is coming up, so I'm like, I'm just gonna. My birthday is No, I live downtown, so I go to, Sterling, Chloe, inside of, Viola, skin hair, nail care, something like that. It's right under, yeah, literally right under.
I like the shit. I'm ashamed.
Me too. I've had this shape for years.
It's over there.
Probably like, what the hell? I just got a line there. She's great. Thank you. Got me. Couple of seconds here.
Oh. Yeah, girl, fix her. I thought she was. Oh, God.
This hair could not even curl up. Try to put 2 curls in the front, Lord.
How you gonna do the hair fall?
There's a new hair faucet?
They brought it back with the bangs now though,
Oh.
and then super duper layered, like super.
Oh, yeah, I like that, but.
I do too,
It's
but I
not
don't.
a lion.
I need 8, you know, like 8 bundles.
Yeah.
Get that kind of-
And one got some tickets here.
When you come, can you look at it and just press the button, because it is not starting at all. I'm trying to.
I need 4 sets.
I sure can. Lord have mercy, you know you have all the.
Can I turn the chair again?
This way?
Yeah.
All right, 20 seconds, y'all. Let's have a great show. Right on set.
Kiki, when you get a chance, you check my phone
Okay.
to live to make sure it's going.
4, 3, 2, 1, action.
Hey, beautiful people, welcome back to an all-new episode of Point of View. Before we get into today's hot topics, let's give a warm welcome back to our guest co-host for today, Krista Williams. Hey, welcome back, girl. Thank you. We always love to have you, so so thanks for joining us today. Coming up on today's show, Tina Knowles opens up about the pain, those rumors that Beyonce faked her pregnancy, revealing she wanted to go off after watching her daughter go through miscarriages. Plus, Chris Brown is back in the headlines. This time, he's facing yet another lawsuit. I don't know if they plan to leave this man with any money. And later in Girlfriend's Guide, we're getting into the #1 topic all over social media, age gap dating. So come on in, join the discussion. You're watching POV. Tina Knowles is speaking out finally, and she's not holding back. She recently shared how painful it was to watch the world accuse Beyonce of faking her pregnancy with Blue Ivy back in 2011. You might remember that viral clip people ran wild with. I was one of the people, it's me, claiming her baby bump folded during an interview, but there was never any proof, so they say. What most people didn't know was that Beyonce had suffered multiple miscarriages before that, and for Tina, seeing her daughter go through that grief while being picked apart publicly was heartbreaking. I get it. What do y'all think? How do y'all feel about it?
It's really hard for us, like, not to believe that there was something in the dress that deflated. There was something there, you know, because she walked in and she had this perfect little, can you roll it again? She had this perfect little, you know, like she had this perfect little bump, and then look, like what happened?
Right.
What happened? Like look at the bump, and then it just falls.
I've
like,
never been pregnant, but I don't know if it happened. Does that happen? You know, Tyler.
yes.
Okay, so
Or that does happen like
Oh, the
that.
belly just
Right,
deflated.
well,
the dress had a lot of extra fat, yeah, I'm not gonna lie,
Oh, so
and
there's a bump built in the dress.
no, there's not a bump built in the dress.
And the bump deflated.
No.
I don't understand.
You don't want to understand because you already made your mind up. And let me tell you, since 2011, my mind was also made up until we were going through this the last couple of days, just
Okay.
kind of rewatching it. And for the first time, I don't know if it's because I'm in the spiritual awakening, God has taken the blinders off my eyes, why I actually saw it for something different this time. And so even though I'm not an amazing Beyonce fan, I do want to apologize at this point
What'd you
for
say?
What did you
saying that the belly deflated, because I really didn't consider the fabric of the dress. And if you look at it, it was like a really flimsy light fabric, and you could tell that when she sat down, since it's a short dress, it kind of filled up with air, and the air kind of puffed out. That's what happened. Look at
Oh, you been selling it, girl.
No,
You
listen,
been
If she was
selling
wearing
it.
it, let's say she was wearing it for at least an hour. You guys know that there's a type of fabric that it is going to literally take the shape of whatever it is. And then when you move, it is now stuck that shape. So she probably leaned in and sat down. And as a mom of 4, this is normal.
Baby, y'all is selling.
This is
Ah.
normal.
I know y'all
No, since you roll that back one more time, I need y'all to look at it with different perspective. One more time. Let's get
No, that is clearly a
Look,
pillow. There's no way that, even if it was a
Look at the
pillow,
walk-in.
it's not
no. Okay, what I want you guys to notice here, is that the dress was moving before she came in. The material was already moving. You know what I'm saying? So it clearly has some area.
Junie, hon, I don't know, I'm with you. I'm not quite sure.
You know what?
But see, you
Because
have-
I never had
It was
kids.
the night, so I have to experience it.
I've
Okay.
never
To know
had
that
kids,
it's
but I've
happening.
been
I haven't had a dress pregnancy. I haven't had a dress deflate yet.
Okay.
I also never wore a dress that fabric. I don't know if that's chiffon. I don't know if it's silk. I don't know what that is.
Beyonce to barely ever have on clothes. So I don't understand why she decided to wear this pregnancy dress and then have this situation happen.
How did she plan this
How do
situation?
y'all explain the picture though? How do you explain that when she got there, she pushed the dress down because she covered, because so she can make sure she's covering herself, her goodie parts, right?
Right.
And then as she bent down, it said squash.
And it was just there. There was
It
no
didn't sink
fixing it. She was already in it.
It went like this.
No.
The fabric went out.
I
She
think the
went
reason
in.
why you're seeing the is because your mind already told you before that's what you saw. But now looking at it, honestly, I feel like her pushing the dress down allowed that air to kind of like gather. That's what
So
happened.
then where was the stomach? Then where was the baby?
The stomach was behind the
When you
fabric.
sit down, your stomach in, you go in.
I'm sorry.
No, the belly
That
is pretty
dress
tight.
was not I just wanna clear this up for our
Yes,
present
please,
home.
clear it up.
So when she walked into this interview, she was showing, and then when she sat down, it just,
She
I
was,
think
she
it's
was,
all
and
over.
Showing, it's just excess fabric.
You know
Okay.
what?
honestly, and what
Okay.
I do hate in this situation
I
is
don't
why I thank God that at this point in life, we truly aren't celebrities as much as we like to think we are. And maybe we will be
She's
one
not
day.
a
I don't
person.
want, yeah, and that's what I'm saying. So I
Yeah,
hate
okay.
that like
There's
they have to
scrutiny,
go
honey.
through this type of scrutiny.
Oh my gosh,
Literally, because I mean, the things that have happened to me during pregnancy, I mean, I couldn't go anywhere, not to the red light, without an extra pair of panties. And imagine if somebody saw that.
well, Tammy, I'm not gonna lie to you, friend, I would've talked about your belly if it didn't matter. I would've said, friend, what happened there? Cause you went on that interview and that belly wasn't belly, and so what happened?
Well, you know, I think it's only because she's a celebrity, because would we really care if it was anybody else?
Well, we
I
want to
care,
say,
my friend lied to me about a pregnancy.
Okay, but if it was your friend and this
I
happened
don't
to her,
care.
like how Tina knows did, how would you feel after?
Knowing that
Would you
she's
come to her
really
defense publicly?
If my friend was really pregnant, or my daughter was really pregnant, and she was, you know, a celebrity, or whatever the situation is, and she was publicly being attacked, absolutely, I would run to her defense. I would be in every single person's DM, you shut up! You don't know what you're talking about. My gums would be bleeding, how bad I would be going, okay, how hard I would be going for somebody that I love and care about. So, I understand where Tina Rose is coming from, I'm not trying to be ignorant to how she feels about the situation. Also, we can't deny the facts.
thank you, I still
because-
saw what saw.
Okay,
That's how that goes.
But what they say believe none of what you hear and half of what you see, so you still saw it wrong anyway. Moving on to the next story.
with you when you
Hey, yeah, okay, I'm gonna say one for the ones in the back, okay? But anyway, Chris Brown is in the headlines once again. A woman is suing him for defamation, claiming that he publicly humiliated her online after she was allegedly kicked out of his after party just last year. According to the lawsuit, Chris posted her phone number and accused her of scamming him, which allegedly led to harassment and emotional distress. Now she's taking him to court demanding $18 million in damages. What started as a fair interaction now has turned into a full-blown courtroom situation.
Let me tell you something. I've been to so many celebrity events and celebrity parties, after hours, whatever you may call it, but when situations like this happen, it is so crazy to me because at one point you was a big fan of this person, right?
Right.
And you wanted to be in the
All
room.
in
You
the
got in the
business.
room. You probably did the most while you were in the room, and you said, you know what? You're doing too much. You probably got a little bit too tipsy. You probably took something you probably shouldn't have taken, and then you started doing the most. And he was like, no, you gotta go. So then when security escorted you out, now you feel like you've been disrespected.
I feel like she is a cuckoo.
We saw the video, yeah.
She clearly does, she's off.
Girl, the picture did it for me, and real is her teeth.
Something is.
Listen, baby, she is literally living in delusion because
And
her
her name
Instagram name.
is Chris Brown. First of all, we need to delete the 777, baby, because ain't nothing lucky about that. But the Chris Brown's wife is really
Right, tell him.
crazy.
She might get lucky with this 18 million now.
She's obsessed.
Well,
No,
you
it's
can tell
getting obsessed.
his song was, she could tell that he was talking to her. Maybe it's giving bodyguard Kevin Costner, Whitney Houston,
Yeah.
with the powder dude.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
That guy was giving real
Oh,
cool,
my
but
goodness.
Yeah, no.
Do you feel like Chris has brought some of this on himself, with these extra passes that people are paying for, where you get the
No, because at the end of the day, he's, right, at the end of the day, he's an entertainer, so this is, people know that when they pay for his, what is it, his.
VIP service.
Yeah, his VIP access, whatever it's called, I forgot what it's called, but his backstage, whatever, his meet and greet, there it is.
Oh, yeah.
His meet and greet, when they pay for his meet and greet, they know exactly what they're getting like a one-on-one interaction with him. So when you pay for that and you overdo it, like,
he be
I've
overdoing
seen
it too, though.
I've actually seen it really happen. I mean, I can't have to use my discretion in saying it, but yes, it really happens when people are in that room and they're making up stories about the different people and how they've interacted with these people and how they're friends with them and their conversations. I've heard it, I've seen it, and
this
it
was
can be
probably
quite
a
crazy.
stalker.
Let me tell you, baby, one thing about me, I don't have a possible stalking bone or the time
Oh,
or
it's time.
second in a day to even
Chris
listen.
Brown's wife, 777.
She got
taken
tagged.
that time.
She got tagged.
Listen,
She
you
tried to
know,
get
we
it
all
to
had
her,
our
give us some
team
more
touch,
time.
but I stuck in like 14. She
Yeah.
has to be stuck in some.
Chris Brown's
moment
wife,
of time.
oh my God. Wow.
Well, she claims that the man is making music videos for her. His dancers are.
He ain't never heard of you, I'm sure.
And I think oftentimes things like this we take way too lightly. And
Yeah.
that's why that's why you see people breaking into, these celebrities' houses
Right.
and, showing up all over the place. I mean, this
I
is.
remember a while ago, somebody jumped his gate. Oh, a few years ago, somebody had jumped Chris Brown's gate, I think in LA.
And wasn't it I think one time Drake had came home a couple of years ago and somebody was actually in
Yes,
the
yes,
fan?
yes,
That is
yes.
super scary.
Yes.
The minds
yes.
of people are becoming quite depraved.
Listen, and I'm telling you, there is no one on the face of this earth that I'm that interested in.
Me either.
No.
I mean, like, who,
Yeah.
why? For what?
When you know you're gonna get in trouble.
And then, you might get taken offended, or you see what Shannon Sharp was going to the girl. We'll take a quick commercial break. I'm gonna
You don't know that.
Girlfriend's guy,
We're gonna
popular
It's
opinion.
a legend.
He said the tape you ready to come on, y'all don't play now. Stay tuned, you watching POV.
It was consensual.
Hey y'all, so it's Thursday and I got a question. So what's a cheat code that you discovered that actually works in real life?
Prayer. Prayer is the cheat code, baby. Submit your plans before the Lord, baby. Have that perfect posture, and you'll be all right. That is definitely a cheat code. But they don't know.
Code.
This is the posture.
The
Oh,
D code.
I got you.
Yeah.
All right.
How did not pay so much on your taxes to Florida?
You found the cheat code to not paying taxes?
What is it?
Well, you better give it up.
Okay.
Let's go put a song. Time for now.
What was it, the Trump cheat code? Don't pay taxes?
No, Lord, here
That's
goes.
what you always share with the world.
It's the Trump cheat code, don't pay taxes. That's
Okay,
it.
I found the cheat code to, before they stopped paying off student loans, was to file chapter 7. That no longer works.
No, that does not.
Well, it's not a cheat code no more, Crystal.
There's another way.
She said there's another.
She can't share with us right now. So what you got?
I don't have anything.
Okay, I do want to say one more thing, but you know what's so crazy though? I feel like there are a lot of cheat codes that we discredit and they come out and whether it's on social media, whatever platform, we get this news or information. And then oftentimes, since this is Afro TV, Black people so often are so caught up in something, is it a scam, is it a scam? No, it's a cheat code, and if you miss it, the plane gonna be dead and you're gonna be able to get it, come on now.
Hey, Crystal got it, so we need to get it.
Okay, listen, y'all at home, if y'all have discovered a cheat code that actually works in real life, drop it down in our comments so we can, cheat too. Cheat is never way. Alright, great. Don't get back to the show.
I see them here all the time.
3, 2, 1, go.
Welcome back. This is the part of the show where we talk about all things love, life, relationships, and everything in between. Let's get into Girlfriend's Guide. Today we're getting into the topic of age gap dating, a topic that is no stranger to POV, but with everything going on in the news with Shannon Sharp and Tracy Ellis Ross, it's only right that we run this one back. It's one of those topics that always stir the pot, from public figures to everyday people. We've seen those couples where one partner is way older. Some say it's love, others say it's a red flag, but where do we draw the line? Is age really just a number, or does it come with baggage that we shouldn't ignore?
Y'all know what I always say, I feel like relationships are situational, because what works for someone doesn't mean it's gonna work for you. Absolutely. So I feel like the age gap, while it can be disturbing if there's, like a 30-year-old dating a teenager, that can be very disturbing, but also,
Oh, that is disturbing.
it could work for them and they might be together forever.
Taking the teenager.
I don't feel like that's the thing. I feel like.
It was back in the day though.
We're not gonna go there. We just go there.
Well, why can't we go there?
No, because that was the hot part. We're gonna go to the fact that.
I'm talking about the grandma days, but yeah.
What?
I'm
Grandma
talking
was
about
hot girl too.
was normal.
Yeah.
That was
It's
normal.
not normal no more.
No.
At what point did it not become normal?
Okay.
When women became more and more
normal.
immature with every generation.
I feel that
People
maturity is
as
not
a whole, we're not living up on the class standard that we used to back in the day.
No. They dated
What was
for.
the standard? That's not
Ladies and gentlemen, family, that is not the focus now. Maybe we're trying to get back to it.
the gentleman or ladies.
No, I'm talking about back in the day. I'm talking about like my grandmother back in the day, like it was all about family progression, working together, like really establishing something in life. That's not the focus now. We're getting back to it, but we spent so many years backing it up. The block was hot, baby. What you mean?
Well,
That's what I
I
meant
know
when I said we're not going.
that when I do my TikTok lives, the guys say to date somebody younger, the other guys say date somebody older. It's really just, there are a lot of discrepancies in the messages that I receive. I'm not sure what to do.
I don't
It's
know.
not
What is
about
it?
the age, it's not always about the age, it's about the level of maturity.
Oh,
It's about the level of maturity, because maturity does not come with age.
I just don't feel, and I'm gonna use the word
It really
cougering. Cougering is not cougering, where
Yeah.
an older woman is looking for a younger man. Traditionally, when you think about it in psychological terms, they're looking for someone younger because they are, one, not comfortable in their own skin, or two, you're trying to get your groove back and you can't see yourself being with someone your age that is going to allow you to do things that you can do to a younger man.
Do
No
we feel
different
the
from the man
same
to
way
a woman.
about older men being with younger women?
Yes, you want a younger woman because you know that younger woman is so naive. Every little thing you do, oh my gosh, he's just so amazing. He's just this. But if you get a woman your age, that little half step that you're making is not a step.
right.
And you know you're gonna be required and held accountable to do things that you're supposed to do as a grown man.
And a lot of men don't like that.
No,
They don't like it at all.
they don't wanna have to be held accountable to actually be a man.
Right.
And I think that, with us seeing what's going on, the conversations of Shannon Sharp and Tracy Ellis Ross, recently, to me, it low-key gives sexual perversion.
Yes.
Because at the end of the day, Tracy Ellis Ross was saying that she wants a younger man because they're more sexually fluid and they do different things. And then
Looking for a good
then
time, not a
we see
long time.
Shannon Sharp was trying to bust out the little 18-year-old girl back door.
Literally,
We don't know that, Callie. We don't know that
Well, when the
yet.
story first came out, I'm gonna be quite honest, I didn't even know the backside. The first thing I said was, it's the girl from the video with the sound. I knew exactly who it was.
Wow.
I just knew it. And then at that point, I'm like, first of all, how dumb are you? You fall into this trap. You know you're a man of stature. Yet you go and do something like this with someone of that age. What did you think? She wanted you for love?
And you know what, on top of that,
Didn't Monique tell him to stop messing with these young?
didn't Cat Williams listen, Cat Williams told me he don't mess with no young underage white woman because in 2 weekends, they can ruin your whole life.
And guess what? You now offer this woman 10 million, now she want 50.
50.
See, you
He offered her money?
$10 million.
allegedly offered $10 million. She said no, now you want 50.
Oh, now
And now
she's
you're dropping
me, honey.
receipts, so then he's now dropping receipts. First of all, you're making videos with a child. Because if you were her age, how old would she be? Any number?
I know, and she wouldn't even have been, God didn't even think about it at that point, baby.
Wow, well, this doesn't sound good.
But for those, in age gap relationships, is there ever a moment when the relationship starts to feel like a performance to prove that it's legitimate? But I do follow, making me think of that question. I follow this young lady on Instagram. I cannot remember her name, but I know she was trending because of the black wife effect. And so she has an older white husband, and he's all gray, and they're really fit. She looks like she may be, and don't misquote me, girl, because I love you. Hopefully, if you're not this old, hey. But I think she may be about 35, 36-ish.
Okay.
He's got to at least be 67, 70. Yes, but she's saying that, she had a dusty, that's her word, she had a dusty baby daddy, that tried to ruin her life, and she ended up raising their son on her own, and then she went to therapy to get healing from having to be like, masculine and tough and alpha all these years, and so now she's truly living in the soft wives club, that's her coin that, community she coined or whatever. But I'm not gonna lie, last night I was up, I was doing some work on the computer all night, and I went on a rabbit hole on her page for about 30 minutes, and I don't desire anyone's life to be twisted, baby.
Okay.
But listen, baby, that life is real soft. to move on to our final segment of the day. Let's get into unpopular opinion. Some of you may or may not agree, but today's unpopular opinion, according to news research, there's no state in the U.S. where working full-time on minimum wage is enough to afford a 2-bedroom apartment. None. Now this leads to the question, is the system really built to help people succeed, or are we just set up to fail and struggle?
Well, I think that's an easy question. I mean, when you lay it out like that, it's the setup to struggle.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
It's to keep the us versus the them.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, I remember a couple years ago, and I kind of talk about it often, and, maybe about 2 years ago, they kept saying, on the news and, all over, oh, they're gonna eliminate the middle class. And I think people took it so lightly. And now it is here. It is literally, and people are delusional and still think that they're in the middle class. But baby, if you're not rich, I want you to know you're poor.
You're definitely
Literally, and I'm like, man, even like, I remember, as we, climb these social ladders and we thrive to, have more for our children and give them a better future, I thought that we was like almost out of the middle class. And then I realized now I'm driving around to 3 grocery stores trying to save $1 on groceries. I must be broke. I'm like, the butter is less at Walmart and the eggs is less at Publix. By the time you don't waste the gas trying to save $1.
Okay. You're trying to make $1 out of 15 cents.
I said every day. Do we think, well, this is not even a question. We know that minimum wage should be raised to match the cost of
They know
living.
it should be.
And I'm so sick of this minimum wage thing because they're always talking about what minimum wage is and people never get it.
Right. Right.
And every state's minimum wage is different, so it's not gonna match.
Yeah.
I just feel like, remember when we talked about Trump giving these new moms $5,000?
What they was gonna do with that?
No, why can't they just put that towards the minimum wage across the United States?
So you
Like,
can get a what?
all of the
extra
money that you
10
were gonna
cents a
put
year?
into that-
a paycheck?
huh?
You probably get about an extra 10 cents an hour.
No, like raise the minimum wage in every state to, I think once upon a time they did talk about raising it to $21
And
an
people
hour.
never got it.
No.
Or was that in New York?
17.
That sounds like a northern.
Yeah, I can't remember if that was in New York.
Florida.
That's
You know, they're always talking, but never really doing anything.
Yeah,
That's
and
what
when
it
they do
comes
do
down to.
something, it's for
Or when
something
they do
ridiculous.
something, it's ridiculous, or they come back and take it.
Right.
That's how it usually works.
A lot of people, wonder as well, should businesses be held accountable for ensuring that their workers can afford basic living expenses? But when you think about that, for smaller businesses, what am I supposed to be? Like bankrupt? You know
No,
what I'm saying?
where's the
So,
money coming from?
exactly.
The funding is coming from the government or banks.
What they consider covering living expenses, a lot of people live outside of their means. So what you call a living expense, which is this $1,400 apartment that just gives you valet trash, she might call a $500 bedroom that she's sharing her living expenses. So where's the meat?
Well, a lot of
And
these
how are
people,
we gonna control that?
Yeah.
a lot of these people that are making policies and making these decisions, they're out of touch anyway.
100%.
They have no clue what's going on, and I don't think they even care. As long as they're getting their money from the Amazons, from the Apples, from the other countries that bring the money in, and they get their fair share, right off the top, I don't think they care at all, and I think they're proving that to us with the way they're carrying out things. They're making sure we understand that they don't care.
And I remember, as well, when I was 18, getting my first apartment, and I remember the, rent was maybe, like, you can get a nice apartment for $650 at the time. $650, that was sweet spot, you know what I'm saying? That wasn't even like hood for real, you know what I'm saying? And now it's like I'm watching my younger sisters grow up, and you can't get anything for less than $1,600, and they're not making the money. So it's a sad time. What a time to be alive. But that's a wrap for today's show. But before we head out, here's a quote of the day to carry with you by Denzel Washington. Don't be afraid to go outside the box. Don't be afraid to think outside the box. Don't be afraid to fail big, to dream big. But remember, dreams without goals are just dreams. Thanks for spending time with us. We'll catch you here tomorrow night, only on Afro TV. Good night. that's why I like the clear
I
soda.
just feel like you just
I try not
washing
to
it out with
just
water.
keep my head straight.
You have to actually put some soap in it.
Oh, Shantae.
You need to scrub around a little bit.
All right,
We need to get a different format for, close, that quote of the day.
hold on.
Yeah, but you know what, I ain't gonna complain,
Yeah.
this will be moving on to what y'all soon, baby.
Wait.
I'm not going to June.
All right, pros, say bye to the point of view team.